Hi, drawing class. How you doing today? Today I want to change things up a little bit. We've been working pretty much in what I would call a gestural framework. So you're thinking in terms of the movement. You know, we talked a lot about process and stuff. And so the whole gesture concept is about sort of freeing and loosening up your hand and line and mark and working on a more kind of expressive, although I use that word with difficulty, expressive approach to drawing. Today we're going to explore contour, and your next assignment is about using contour line. So what I'd like you to do for this assignment is, first of all, you're going to use a softer pencil. I'm going to use a 4B. 4B, you can use a 4B or 6B, 3B or whatever, just one of the Bs. And the thing to understand about contour, gesture is kind of like connecting dots. So here's a dot here and here's a dot here, and you're just connecting them with a mark like that, right? Remember our straight line gesture exercises? They were sort of like that. It's kind of wonky box. That's so weird. Anyway, that's kind of the idea of gesture. Contour is paying more attention. Instead of connecting the dots, it's about that path between the dots. You're thinking more about the quality of that line and how to describe that passage. Okay, I think it was Paul Klee said that just using contours like taking a line for a walk. Okay, so you're going to slow down and kind of let the line unspool from the pencil versus going like that. Does that make sense? So you can use your small sketch pad for this exercise. And what I'd like to do is take a piece of paper. I got to check on the phone, see if it's still lined up there. Yep, it's good. Take a piece of paper, just typing paper, and wad it up. Okay, and I explained this in the thing. So you wad it up. It doesn't have to be super tight, but then kind of let it unfold a bit. Okay. And this will be your subject. So place that in front of you. Ideally, if you have a wall that you can tape it to, that's the best. But you can just set it in front of you, like I did right here, put it right there. And this will become the subject. Now, by folding the paper, you crinkle it all up and there's like a zillion different lines. And the thing to understand about a line is an idea. It's often said that lines do not exist in the world, and they don't. A line is a series of points. A line is something that we imagine. Out in the world, when you're observing things, lines are created by relationships between forms. Okay, so like my hand, the line that you see that describes the outline of my hand is just something you imagine. It's actually a relationship between the form of my finger and the negative space that surrounds it. Okay, it's the relationship between those two things. So a line doesn't really exist, or another way to think about it is a line is a very abstract concept that we use to describe what we're observing. I hope that made a little bit of sense. So sharpen up your pencil, but the most important thing is to slow down when you're drawing with line, okay, when you're doing contour drawing. Instead of just doing that movement stuff, we're just gonna slow down, slow the drawing process down, use our eyes. One of the things about drawing like you're connecting the dots and the gesture is that sort of mimics the natural movement of our eyes, because our eyes jump around. When you look at something, somebody's face or a flower, you're kind of darting around looking at all the different aspects of it, right? With contour, you slow down and try to kind of slow down your gaze, make observations to slow your eyesight down so it just follows the contours of the form that you're drawing, okay? So I'm gonna start just working on this. Now, one other thing, there's a couple different kinds of contour drawings, and I want you to explore those in this exercise. There's blind contour, and I want you to do that first. So what you're gonna do is cover up the paper that you're working on, okay? You cover up the paper that you're working on, and don't look at your drawing while you're drawing it. So you just kind of feel your way, and it's gonna look all wonky and stuff. That's not a problem, that's the whole point. So you just cover up here with another, what I always do, here, I'll just do it right now, since I'm sitting here doing this for you. I just go like this. And that prevents me from seeing the drawing. So see, I'll start up here. I'm just gonna do this quick. It'll take forever, so I don't know if I'll go a little bit faster than I should. So right now I'm drawing this wadded up piece of paper. And I'm doing blind contour. Ah, see, there, that's not too bad. I was drawing this form right here. That's pretty good. So, if I was gonna do this whole thing, I'd sit there for probably, I want you to sit for at least a half hour doing this, drawing the piece of paper. Let the lines wander around. Don't take your pencil up off the paper. Okay, we could call that a continuous blind contour drawing, where you just follow the lines, discover the lines in your subject, in this case, the wadded up piece of paper, okay? The other kind of contour drawing is just, is continuous contour drawing, where you can look at your subject and look at the paper, look at the subject and look at your drawing. And notice how slow I'm going. And I have some examples of contour drawing that I'll post on the web, or on the, what do you call it, the D2L thing. Okay, you just kind of keep your paper down. And it's okay if you want to go like, oh gosh, I forgot that goes up like that. It's okay to, in a sense, draw lines that aren't there if you're moving around. Just let the lines overlap and it'll eventually be this nice, lovely description. And you're going to be surprised how accurately it represents the paper, or the subject, in this case, the wadded paper. The other kind I want you to explore is called broken contour. And this is where you lift up your drawing tool. So I'll start with this. I'm just going like that. Sound effect, sound effect, sound effect. Kind of like that. And I'm like, oh, I want to get this, so I'll just lift my pencil up. I mean, it's obvious what that means. So broken means, so like here's an overlap of form, and I lift the pencil up, so that's overlapping that. So I lift the pencil up, and then that's it. Then other things continue down. Now this is an exercise, I don't want you to break out in 100 million sweats over this. Just do the best you can to describe the subject. It takes a lot of practice. So that's broken contour. I'm breaking the line to take into account overlapping forms, okay? Contour. One other tip, don't like clamp down on your pencil like you're strangling it. Try to keep a nice loose grip on it, because if you're doing this for an hour, you're gonna end up with cramps in your hand. So just kind of keep the pencil nice and loose, keep it sharp, and no value, just line, and just kind of try to kind of blow up where you're working on a fairly small format, so you're kind of blowing up the image in this, and that's fine. So, okay? So I think I detail it in the assignment, so I think I want you to do 3 or 4, I'll have to look at that, but do what it says on there, the blind continuous, the continuous contour, and the broken contour of a wadded up sheet of paper. That's today's assignment, and I'll figure out when it's going to be due. Carry on.